Okay guys, we're here. This is episode 6. It's the final episode of Aukey 6, which was my mini-series where I wanted to look at a couple of the products that Aukey can provide. And they've been, pretty good up until this point, but this is the product I was really excited to test. So I picked this up the other week. This is the Aukey Sports Action Camera. So basically it's their take on the GoPro. I've said for a while that I wanted to do a few more videos with the car, and you can see my car collection video elsewhere on my channel, so you'll know what we've got. But I wanted to try and get an action camera to help out with that. So this looked like the ideal option, especially as I was looking at Aukey as a brand anyway, and I thought, well, this comes up at £58.99, whereas the cheapest GoPro is what, 100, 150? So, it was interesting to see what it comes with. The package is pretty special, to be fair. So if we just pop this open, just so you can see what's in here. Hopefully you can see that on the camera and that's in focus. This is the actual camera itself in its little waterproof case, which is a little moist because I've just used it, and you'll see that footage in a minute. You get 2 little box inserts and then everything. Quite frankly, you get the standard little notebook in there, and I think we've said this is the 6th and final time I'll say this, the little key in there that you basically take a selfie with it, use the hashtag tech key so they know you're buying their products and they can hopefully aspire others to get them. But this is everything. I mean, here some of this stuff I've already opened, but you get 2 batteries for a start, 2 batteries, which is fantastic. You get the waterproof case, which I'll open up in a bit. You get these little metal wires and some sticky tapes. You get an extra cover for the back just in case. You get, this is ridiculous, you get a 2.4 gig remote control. So you strap that to your wrist and you can take a picture or start or stop a video. I don't actually know if that's waterproof. That's something we should probably check before we go swimming with it. These are some cable ties. We've got a little case for it to hold the camera in, but I'll show you one problem I found with this case. Then you get, what's that? That's for bolting it to something, like a pipe or something. These are quick release plates for tripods. These are straps, so you could use, I don't think they're big enough for a chest strap, you can strap it to things. This is a slightly longer right angle connector. This is a shorter connector with the quick release again. That's your spare battery, like I said. This is another clip for you, so you can just clip it onto like some card or something. Another clip for you, another clip, all of these just different angles, different sizes. And finally the micro USB cable. So if we get this box out of the way, this is, I think this is all going to fit in shot, to be honest, but this is everything that you get in that box, which for £58, you've got a full starter set there. I mean, what you do need is a selfie stick or a suction cup, or a basic tripod would work. But selfie sticks are so cheap these days. It uses the same generic GoPro connection there that you just unscrew to use it. If we shift all that out of the way, we're not interested in that. We're interested in this. So this is it in its waterproof case. If we just pop it open, we can eject that, move that out the way, dry my hand a little bit. You'll see why in a minute. And then this is the actual little camera. It actually shoots up to 4K, which is quite impressive. It has a little screen on the back, which is ridiculous. If I just power this on just by pressing and holding this little button here, and if you listen to it, it's just a little jingle to say that it's open. You can see there just a little video of me, and that's just a little inch or inch and a half screen on the back of it, which is quite impressive. You've also got little status lights here. There is a little speaker. I think the microphone is here. There are speakers on this as well, I believe, for playback, which is just on the other side here. It's a fisheye lens. I think it's about 170 degrees, 160 degrees, so it's reasonably wide. I'll show you some footage in a minute. On the side it has HDMI out, or micro HDMI, it's a clean signal, and then you've got micro USB, so you can actually charge the battery in here. There isn't actually a separate battery charger for this. just takes a micro USB, no, what does it take? Micro SD. It just takes a micro SD card in there, so this can take sort of, it says there, 5 hours, 48 minutes of footage, which is quite good, or hundreds of pictures. Picture quality is so-so. If I change the mode on here, so I'm just using this little mode button here, this is where you just flick through, just onto the different modes, through to settings and everything else. But if I just take it onto picture mode and I just take a selfie, you'll see that the selfie, it's all right. I mean, I'll see what that looks like when I put it onto the computer, but I took this selfie outside. As you can see, I mean, the time and date were completely wrong because I'd taken the battery out and this popped up. It's so-so. I mean, I wouldn't be replacing my camera with this, but it's there. Ultimately, footage-wise, I took all the footage in 1080p just because I wanted to show how my channel works, because I don't use 4K. So if I just show you this here.
That's recording. Okay, so we're going to try.
This is me talking to the camera.
This is the microphone on the Aukey LC2. Oh, it's something outside. So, not sure if that works or not. Not sure how clear I am. This is what it looks like. Yeah.
So as you can tell, I mean, the audio isn't as good as, say, this thing. I never expected the audio to be very good with this, to be honest. I've not tweaked it or raised it any more than it was. That's the standard audio level. It's okay, audio-wise. This is just some footage of my dog walking. Now what I did here was have it on the end of a selfie stick, and I just had the camera dangling upside down, which is the way you should always do it with these selfie sticks anyway, just to make sure that the gravity holds the camera down rather than you. This is, yeah, my little dog sniffing everything that she can see in the world ever, because that's what she does. But, you know, it's not too bad. It's a bit fish-eyed. She is obviously a very white dog, so in that respect, she can sometimes blow the exposure, but she's, you know, the camera's performed reasonably well there. It's done what it can, given the subject matter it's got. Which is fine. And then this is me just taking the camera into the kitchen a minute ago to show you the waterproof, so let's have a look at that. Record. Oh, would you look at that? It's recording. Now I'm going to try and cut to the onboard microphone, which would be a lot better. But it's just a test. Does it work in water? This will be interesting. Not done this yet. So, if we just drop you in. Well, to be fair, that's working quite nicely. Just a splish splash around, so you know you're definitely in some water. And it floats at a weird jaunty angle. Hello. I'm just using the remote app here so it can see itself. There we go. Floating around in the water there. But yeah, no, actually that's pretty, I mean, no, it's clear water, not sea water, but that's pretty decent. Yeah, I'd say that works in water. Let's go back. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's got the actual remote, which was very useful when I went out with the dog, because I could have it on my wrist and use it to start and stop it when it's the end of a selfie stick. But I can also use my smartphone, which is quite useful. Now, that could be good if I'm sticking it onto a pole and having it miles away and I want to make sure that it's framed the shot, because that's one thing I couldn't do when it was on the floor, for instance, using the built-in screen. It's not image stabilized that I can tell, but using good practice when you're filming will negate much of the wobble that you can put into it. One thing, as I said before, that did slightly annoy me is this. So this is the sort of bracket, open sort of bracket for it. So rather than the full waterproof job like this, this is the one where if we just fit it, it just slides in like that. Just clips over the top there, you can see, and has a little room for the light, so you can tell that it's on or recording or anything else. And the problem for me was this. See? It wobbles. And I know, you know, it's added value that all this stuff comes in there, but that shouldn't wobble. it shouldn't wobble. Aukey, you need to fix that. You need to come out with a proper bracket that doesn't, you know, that's just crazy. The fact that when I'm filming, that can wiggle around and slide left to right, which is fine if I'm using an external microphone like this, but when I'm not, you know, that's not great. That's really the only negative I could come up with was one of the peripherals for it, to be fair. And that's purely because there is no thread on here, as you'd expect anyway. There wouldn't be one, but there is no sort of tripod thread like I've got on here, so I have to use this, but it does rattle, so I want to, if I want to use the microphone and I want to use the lens without using the additional plastic of this, then it can rattle around when I'm using it on a selfie stick. But that's the main thing. The footage is okay, don't get me wrong, it's not as good as a GoPro. You know, let's face it, the GoPros are £150, you know, 200, some of them are beyond that for their full 4K. I haven't bothered with 4K on this one because I don't do 4K videos. It's okay. 1080 I tried just to, you know, that's what I use basically, and it works, it does the job. So as a package, you know, it's great. I mean, the important thing on this one, this is getting the best discount on Prime Day that I can see. When I've dug through all the data that they managed to send me on this one, I asked or pleaded to see what would happen. They said that this one is going to come under £50, so it's £58.99 at the moment. I think we might even see it under 45. And to get an action camera that's waterproof case and with the remote control and with all the adapters and bells and whistles and everything on it, I think that's an absolute steal. I think if that comes down to £45, snap it up, because, you know, you could even give it to a kid, let them play with it. Do remember that you need to buy a micro SD card for it. It's not going to work otherwise. It's going to be a completely redundant unit. But 2 batteries, waterproof case, remote control, smartphone app, all the connectors. Yeah, you can't go wrong. So yeah, so that's my last of the 6 Aukey products that I was doing. I hope you liked the little season. It's taken a while to film, and it's been a bit of an effort, but I think it's worth it. I found a brand that I like, that I think is pretty good, and it's not quite toppled Anchor as my go-to place, but it's certainly something I've started telling work to buy, as well as some of the Anchor stuff that I've preferred in the past. But yeah, if you liked these videos, do please give them a thumbs up. If you buy the product, then certainly give it a thumbs up. If you do manage to get that fantastic discount during Prime Day, please do subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this. This is the way that I'm going to do them for the time being, with a multi-camera setup, so I hope you enjoyed that. And other than that, I will see you in the next one. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.